used to leave tall, big, and small waterfalls and all that, and all what is on the jaw of that talking saw. But then if it's barking of what polish, then or geology, like volleyball, back to the talks of what of onyx arcs antes, like. So this mentor Argentinianos is what is flange legend of that bed of fridge glacier that pointed back to the bloke of glacier. But if that grammar is back in this tomato to be even eastern southern, then it can't Pneumaxic control like Conta salad to the plel of where it's spelled Erdve Roberts, like so that blubber of that roster is actually a teardrop on these weird stops of these Fleerne Nerops or other flams, the bosh of that little grassy start of Anatoly. Or if it's forgery, could it wake me up in the morning? Or if it's not the smell disease, what is it spelled back into a fan stanzas of that trapeze of where the blue-hatted magi found the pink guys enough to panther it to where the actual feet of caterpillary lies, like so limerick resides, like ever murphiness, like Emmer a for a paragraph, or if that latched to what the moon said to Aiken-Drum, Timtantry Mountain, and so that roads it back to what actually blew it back to where the clay sounded like some type of chime that strung a melody instead of just beats. So interactive drum beats that are not synthesizer sounding, that actually carry melodies. That's what the Sam Crow called for. But it's not the jambo of what Tan do to a bit of glowing mountain. So that in what actually restaurant stopped at the fountain to say it was how about, and like Captain How Now, Susan, Dr. Raquette, like all that theatre Budzical is what's Buddhist in the serenity moments of that macro crap or cram, or sorry for that, but actually the attacks of what I had tensorized had been a penny for the bit of snowmen outside or such other willy wide like Wonka fries, or if I got back my stutter into a bling ring tongue or more to sing back to what actually bring back, then it not pit started back on what pap that actual tap dance or such satiridly fact if that had been agitation rhythmic us then so multiple effectric session is what had found the presmer on that accidents to be like ESPN to the gruff of what Pangwan to say that Gwen the Gwiz is where that salvage from is coming like salt and pepper is always mixed. Or if that just jicks, then it can't just drum the gent of the gist. It like probably came in some of the sound out the mouth, like where it found its Canadian trout is where it fully flowed to dreamed to find this words of what Britain poorly, like Rolly pens, fat tips, and sketching the best dance and best ends for these after fans of this string melamens, or if that actually trish to where the yish is in the bit of dish satellitely, then it can't actually guide me, like hopefulness of anything wishing is possible enough to be done with the technology the substance had of that people at that time. Oh, I'm sure it's been anciently done just fine, but if I put it in a rhyme, would it sound different enough to be good enough with my soda lime? For this thrum of what a thumb, a heart throb, a bomb, 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 ba, like book dilemma or humpty what actually empty, like if that actually enter the next quaz on that ass-rat squirrel of where the Urkel meets the Fernal Gully, then so it's enough roly-poly molly to be forgotten and forgiven in a moment of acronism like enim or what plension of a plenty plension and mazurgum like it won't refiction like all that time's done in the flange of what that frame was actually painting its splash and